Okay. Now, in this question, first thing, we must look at the ratios that are given. You read your question, it says in triangle PQR below, B lies on PR such that 2PB is equal to BR, which means the ratio of PB to BR is 2 is to 1. So this is PB, that's BR. It means BR is 2 times PB. Okay? Then A lies on PQ such that the ratio of PA to PQ is 3 is to 8. Now, this question here, the concept of the constant that I spoke about last week, you have to apply that. If you didn't understand the concept of the constant, it will be very difficult for you to do this question. In fact, most of the questions of this nature with ratios in them, you cannot do them properly without the concept of the constant. Okay? You try to make a plan, it will be very challenging. So, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to use the two ratios to put my constant on the diagram before I start answering this. Okay? So, first let me use the ratio of PB to BR. Right? It's 2 is to 1. PB is half of BR. So if I call this one X, that one will be 2X. Okay? Okay? Based on the ratios. Also, for PA to PQ is 3 is to 8. But I'm sure you can see that PA is part of PQ. So this whole length of PQ, if I call it, sorry, the 8y, okay, let me call it 8y. Right? If I call it 8y, that's the whole length there. It means PA is going to be 3 what? 3y. Once you get this, the woman. Okay. Don't ask me. Okay. Once you understand that whenever you see a question, whether in a question paper or textbook or worksheet on proportion, you'll be smiling because you know where to start. Okay. Then we are told that BC is parallel to AR. BC is parallel to AR. So let's answer 9.2.1. 9.2.1 is going to be easier to answer because I put my constants, the length in terms of x and y using the ratios and the concept of the constant. So the question says write down the value of the area of triangle PRA. PRA, that's the what? The triangle. To the area of QRA, those two. Now, before you start answering this question here, if you look at the two triangles, what do you notice about them? They share what? The same vertex. Thank you so much, Mr. They share a common vertex, and that vertex is this one. If they share a common vertex, what does that mean? It means their height is what? Is the same. If two triangles share a common vertex and their bases are on the same line, then their height will be the same. Please take note, their bases here are going to be, in this case, we have got PRA, that is PRA, and we have got QRA. Their bases are going to be PA and AQ. They are on the same line. It's not always that if triangles share a common vertex, then their heights are the same. No. Like for this situation here, the two triangles share a common vertex and their bases are on the same line, therefore their height is the same. Okay? then you can say if they share a common height, it means the ratio of their areas will be equal to the ratio of their bases. Okay? So if I want to draw their height, I can draw it from here. I can draw it like that. That can be the height of both of them. It's a common height. Therefore, my two bases are going to be PA and it will be PA and QA. Okay? Now check this. I know that PA, I called it 3Y, which means, and I know that PQ, I called it 8Y based on the ratio. What will be the length of QA? Right, Y. And then I'm done with the question. Let me just write it down properly, the structure. So what I'm going to do here is allow me to just move on to this side on top. So I'll write that area of triangle PRA all over area of triangle QRA is going to be equal to. Now, since I've realized that, okay, they share a common vertex, their bases are going to be on the same line, therefore their height is common. I can write that that ratio is going to be equal to PA over QA. And my reason for this is just to write same height. If they have the same height, it means that the ratio of their areas will be equivalent to the ratio of their bases. Okay? Then I can locate my values here. My PA, that will be 3Y. My QA, that will be 5Y. Fortunately, this Y and that Y cancel. Okay, so my final answer will be 3 over 5. My final answer will be 3 over 5. Okay, do you understand? Once you understand that, you don't need to go for the tuition. Okay, you understood what I said, how to answer this problem, you don't need any tutor anymore. Okay, I told you to give you that money if you want. Okay. All right. Are you following, Christine? So in your match control test, if you see a question like this, the way that I did it there, that's exactly how you approach it. Even in future, that's how you approach it, yes. Yeah. Okay, they are, okay, I can write it the other way. Right. Right. Allow me to leave it as it is. I'll just write it on top here. It will be supposed to be BR to PB. Like that. Okay. So it will be 2:1. Okay. But still, okay, I want you to be aware. Okay, I want you to be aware that here, right, to get BR, you have to multiply PB by 2. That's what this means. So when you write the ratio, it will be 1 is to what? 2. But how you write it, you have to be extremely careful. You see, if I put PB here to BR, like that, right? If I'm to write the ratio, BR is 2 times, so I have to write it as 1 is to 2. PB is half of BR. I hope you are aware that if I write this as a fraction, say PB over BR, it will be 1 over what? Over 2. Okay. So I thought maybe this part you are getting that. So I will rewrite it the other way. Okay, make sure you are aware of that. Okay? Alright. Do you understand that? Huh? Do you understand that part? Okay, let's get on. So soon. Okay, go. Okay, I need to get on. The next question. What are you talking about? Huh? Can you speak English so that I can hear you? 9.22. 9.22. Calculate the value of the ratio of BD over BQ. Okay. Show all your working to support your answer. So here, we now need to calculate the ratio of BD. So we have got B here, we have got D there. Okay? And then BQ is from here to there. So we need that ratio BD over what? BQ. Now the question will be, if you want to calculate the ratio of BD over BQ, right? This is BQ, that's BD. The question will be, do we know the lengths, okay, of BD and BQ? If you look at the whole question. Do we know the length? Then how would you care about it? Okay. If you want to find the ratio here, you need to determine the length of BQ and what? BD. You may need another constant to do that. Right? So for you to be able to carry on finding that ratio, you may need to introduce another constant, or you can identify a triangle such that you can use the proportion what? Theorem. And that triangle will be what? It will be BQC, because BC is parallel to AR, it's also parallel to AD. Okay? So I can use the proportion theorem there. Alright? Are you following that? So I'm going to say in triangle BCQ, then I'm going to apply the what? The proportion theorem. Okay? It's not that complicated. Alright? So, let me come on to the next page. Okay. So this is 9.22. So 9.22 in triangle BCQ. Okay, if I use the proportion theorem, right, I want you to be aware that you write this way. Because I want BD over BQ, BD over BQ, I can write it as CA over CQ. Are you following that? Yeah, it's based on the corollaries. To go back to the corollaries. So I'm gonna write this. I'll say BD over BQ. That is BD over BQ is gonna be equal to going to be equal to CA over CQ. CA over CQ. Then I must give a reason there. My reason is the proportion theorem, that is line parallel to one side of a triangle. Line parallel to one side of triangle. If you like proportion theorem, then you must take the lines that are parallel. Okay. Then let's substitute. My CA, okay, my CA, okay, do I know it? I don't know. What that means is I have to stop there and figure out a second triangle that I have to use to get the length of CA. And that triangle will be which triangle? It will be PAR. So I'm going to stop here for now. Okay. I'm going to stop here for now. Then I'll come back. Okay? So I'm going to write in triangle PAR, in triangle PAR, I use the proportion theorem there to find the length of AC. I can say PC over CA, okay? PC over CA is going to be equal to PB over what? Over BR. So it will be PC. So it will be PC over PA is going to be equal to PB over BR. PB over BR. Then I must write my reason, line parallel to one side of triangle. Okay? Fortunately, this ratio PC over PA is going to be equal to 1 over what? 1 over 2. Because this is x, that's 2x. Okay, before I just write 1 over 2. Let me just substitute that x in there. 2x. So I put that x over that, over 2x, then I'll get 1 over what? 1 over 2. What this means is PC, actually, it will be PC over 2. Okay, wait. I wrote the ratio here. This is supposed to be CA, rather. This is supposed to be CA. Change that to CA, please. Yeah, this is supposed to be CA. Are you following why it's CA? Because if you go back there, we have got PC over CA. That's equal to PB over BR. Okay, from the proportion there. So once I got that ratio, it means PC is half of what? Of CA. And in terms of Y, what is the length of AP in terms of Y? It's what? It's 3Y. So if I were to ask you, what will be the length of AC? What will be the answer? It will be 2Y. Because PC is half of CA. So I can write here, then I can say therefore CA is going to be equal to. Now you can do it this way. You can multiply 2 over 3 by 3y. And the answer there will be 2y. Remember the ratios that I spoke about on the first day. Remember that. Right? Where did I get this 2 over 3? It's 2 over 3 times. 2 over 3 times 3y. Where did I get this 2 over 3? I'm trying to find the length of CA in terms of y. Okay? Using this ratio here. The 2 corresponds to the CA, the 1 corresponds to the PC. 1 plus 2 gives me what? 3. But this 2 here is part of that 3, so it will be 2 over 3 times the total length of PA, which is 3y, and you end up getting CA as what? 2y. Once I'm done with this, I'm almost there. I'll go back here. Okay? Then I'll say, but, okay, so for the next step, yes?
So you can't see that this is
So we can't see the side.
say.
We're talking about this.
It's a gone down.
You can't see this. You
No, you can't see anything.
can't see that. Okay. I don't think it's a good idea for you to complain like that. Okay. Well, the other issue is also the pen itself. Okay. Let me get on. The most important thing is not the handwriting, it's the math here. That's more important. Okay, let me carry on. So BG over BQ, but BG over BQ is equal to CA over CQ. CA over CQ. Okay. But before I carry on, I need someone to ask this. Which part? Then she's supposed to.
What? I didn't see
No. Listen. Which part?
you. I'm not saying anything. Understand it. I'm listening to you and I'm understanding.
I hope you are telling them the truth.
I am. I'm even writing.
Okay. Let me carry on. Alright. So once we are here, okay. Once we are here, CA, if you go back to CA, okay. This is C, that's A. It's equal to 2y, right? And then my CQ, if you go back, CQ is from here to there. It will be 2y plus what? Plus 5y. Remember, we know that AQ or QA is equal to 5y. Okay, we know, right? And we have calculated CA with as 2y. So I'm going to say 2y over what? Over 5y. It will be 7y. It becomes 7. It will be 2y plus 5 because that's CQ. Okay, so we are starting from here. We are starting from here. CA is 2y and AQ is 5y. So CA is going to become 5y plus what? Plus 2y. Are you getting that? I hope so. Okay, let me carry on. So my CA is 2y. My CQ is 7y. Okay? Then the 2y's will cancel out. And your final answer is going to be 2 over 7. Is anyone with a question? If you are quiet, I'm going to assume that you understood. Focus your head. BD over BQ is going to be. Okay, I want to be honest with you. If you lie that you are understanding when you come out of this class, pretending to have understood, you are not doing yourself any favor. So this is your opportunity to ask the part that you don't understand. Forget about the handwriting issue that we spoke about. Sometimes the pen is very tricky. I'm talking about the next. Yeah. Take it. Are you following? Now, if you have a question, you can answer.
No,
Okay, so I'm done for now.